Howdy folks, hope you're all enjoying your weekend and welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2, where we finally managed to slip the Pinkertons and Leviticus Cornwall's men, and we've made it to Lemoyne County, where Dutch, Hosea and I are going for a spot of fishing.
I saw some boats around last time. Be good to get to deeper water. Yes, over there on the shore. Easy. I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these. Come on. Hold. All right. This looks like a fine vessel.
Okay. Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
I got a good feeling about fishing here. It's supposed to be some incredible sturgeon.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Let me row. You boys are too old for real labor no more.
You're too dumb for anything else.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
I enjoy picking on children. Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck and stupid fish.
But what about stupid luck and good fish?
That'll do too. Keep going.
It's a shame we had to leave Horseshoe Overlook up in Valentine, but things were definitely getting far too hot for us up there. Mostly our own fault, of course, but with the Pinkertons hot on our tail, we could have done without the extra heat that Micah's little outburst in Strawberry brought on us. Still, Lemoyne County's not too bad.
I think here's good.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance of hooking something big like a sturgeon.
Alright, well, Hosea is the expert. Let's get the relevant lure equipped.
Strong with a good old worm.
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it is, then. You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten.
Alright, so I've got to keep the lure moving and then pull it in when I feel a bite. Nothing yet.
You got
Oh,
something
hang on.
biting, Arthur.
Fish on the line, Arthur.
From here on in, it's fairly straightforward. When the fish is actively fighting against you, you keep some tension on the wire, but not too much because you don't want to snap it. Just enough in order to tire it out, and then when it gives up, that's when you start reeling it in. The trick, of course, is judging just exactly how much you can fight it and tire it out without actually snapping the line. You can afford to take more of a risk if it's a small fish that you've hooked, like a smallmouth bass, for example, but you don't know exactly what it is until you've actually reeled it in. So another element involved is trying to guess exactly what it is that you've got biting on the end of the line, so you can figure out just how much you can afford to play with it. Now some of that, of course, is going to depend on the kind of lure that you have equipped, because certain fish go for different types of lures.
Got him?
I've nearly got him.
Well done.
Got one.
Not bad.
A 4-pound steelhead trout. Is that good? I don't know. I'll take it.
Hey, Hosea, you remember that time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass.
Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah, you do. He was maybe 20, 21, walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast, toasted him all night.
This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
Then, the next week, Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out, "So how did you enjoy those bass?"
Look, you can fish, Or you can go drinking all day, rob someone, and buy some fish.
Nice, you hooked him.
Ah, I should have had that one.
Well, pleasant though this is, I can't stand around here all day, shooting the fat with the guys and fishing. We've only just arrived here in Lemoyne County, and because we left Valentine and Horseshoe Overlook in such a rush, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're missing at the camp, so somebody needs to go into town and stock up on our most essential supplies. Before we do that, however, there's time for just a few more words of wisdom from Dutch.
All right. I think we're gonna be okay. I know. I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things are gonna be just fine.
This place will be good for us. For now, anyway.
I hope so.
Well, he's right, it sure is a nice spot. And what Dutch said about as long as he has myself and Hosea by his side, he knows everything's going to be all right. Well, that's all well and good, but what about when he doesn't?
You know, I think I've heard enough of your opinions, miss.
You think you can make this place work?
Of course. Don't I always?
Sure.
With your constant complaints.
Now, if you're paying attention, there's a bit of an argument going on in the background. That's Mr. Pearson, the camp cook, and Sadie Adler. I don't know if you remember Sadie. We haven't actually seen a whole lot of her up until now. But we met her in the very beginning of the first episode. She was the woman that we rescued from the O'Driscoll gang after they'd murdered her husband in the cabin up in the mountains. Up until now, she's pretty much just been a background character. Now, it's not that she's ungrateful for being rescued from the O'Driscolls, but up until now, she's pretty much had her fill of washing our pots and pans, doing our cooking, and assisting Pearson with the kitchen, and darning everybody's socks, and she's suffering from a serious case of cabin fever.
Say whatever you damn well please, but I tell you, if I don't get out of here soon, I'm gonna kill somebody.
And if you don't stop hissing at me, I'm gonna kill you.
You come near me, sailor, and I'll...
What is wrong with you two?
I ain't chopping vegetables for a living.
Oh, I'm sorry, madam. Was there insufficient feathers in your pillow?
I ain't lazy, Mr. Morgan. I'll work, but not this.
Well, ain't cooking work?
The bastards have spotted me at the bar and taken the bullets out of me gun.
My husband and I, we shared the work. All of it. I was out in the fields. I can hunt, carry a knife, or use a gun. But I tell you, you keep me here, I'll skin this fat old coot and serve him for dinner.
Watch your damn mouth, you crazy goddamn fishwife!
Enough, both of you! Well, come with me then. You want to head out there, run with the men? So be it. But we do more than just hunting. We're hunted. And them things hunting us, well, they got guns of their own.
I ain't afraid of dying.
Good. You need anything, Mr. Pearson? Maybe me and Mrs. Adler are gonna take a little ride.
Yeah, sure. Here's my list, and can you post this letter for me while you're there?
Sure. Come on, princess. Are you coming with me then, woman?
So I've graduated from chopping vegetables to shopping?
Shut your goddamn mouth.
I don't know, women. Give them an inch, they'll take a mile. God, I hope Rita doesn't watch this video or I am in serious trouble. Anyway, Sadie Adler. I actually like Sadie a lot. This is where you first get an indication of the kind of character that she's going to turn into. But she's a very strong character, and she's one of my favourite characters in the game.
Okay, here we are.
So, what's the plan? I shoot the shopkeeper while you...
No! You insane?
I thought we was outlaws.
Outlaws, not idiots. We rob fools that rob other people. These people, they're just trying to get by. So you head on in there and you buy some food to eat. No guns.
You sure?
This time, there'll be time for killing soon enough.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go check the mail. Nothing exciting.
Now, while I'm going to the post office anyway, I can always take this opportunity to pay off any outstanding bounties. Now, this isn't a particularly realistic game mechanic, but the way it works is it doesn't really matter how much crime you commit. Providing you've got the cash and you can make it to a post office without getting shot or arrested on sight, you can always square things with the law just by handing over large sums of money. I have to admit, I'm kind of curious to see just exactly how much money I'm going to be required to hand over, because thanks to Micah in Strawberry and Dutch in Valentine, this is likely to be quite expensive. Then again, I didn't get that bar of gold from the German fella in the last episode, so I can probably afford it.
Can I help you, mister?
Yes, I would like to post a letter.
All right. Okay, no trouble.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Alright, let's see how much this is going to hurt. Holy crap, $145! I might have to turn myself into the Pinkertons for the $5,000 reward on my head. Damn, that one hurt. Still, it did need doing. Let's see if Sadie's finished with the shopping.
My sister's newborn had more strength than you and he came out bright blue.
I'm trying.
Try harder. Could you hurry up already?
I'm working.
What is taking you so long?
Listen, lady, I got it all in the wagon there.
I could train my goat to do this faster.
Well, hello, Mrs. Adler. You look, different.
I think this is everything.
Thanks. Here, take that for yourself, okay?
Thanks.
Well, give it back then. Jesus. I didn't ask for his goddamn help. Okay, get on. I'm about done here.
Why don't you drive?
Okay.
Come on, lady, get a move on.
I like Sadie, not lady.
I know. So, you get everything?
I think so.
And some new clothes, I see?
Don't start. I can wear what I damn well want. Like I told you, my husband and I shared all the work. I wasn't some little wife with a flower in her hair baking cherry pies all day.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. You sure look the part now. Won't be long before you're smoking cigars and playing the harmonica.
I'll have you know, I used to love playing the harmonica before. Well, my house and everything I owned got burned to the ground.
I know. I'm real sorry about what you know. Maybe I'll keep my eye out for another one.
I don't want no pity. Just treat me equal and know nobody's taking nothing from me ever again.
Mm-hmm. Just don't kill the camp cook. Please.
Now, Lemoyne County might seem pretty, but it's not without its share of issues. Starting with these
Hey
guys.
there!
Hey,
What you folks up to?
just heading home.
You're in Lemoyne Raider country.
Keep it cool.
You need to
sweetie.
pay a toll to pass through here.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? How about you pull over right now?
Pull over.
That's what I said.
Hey, how's about this? Go, go, go!
Ah, damn it! Get moving now! Whoa!
I knew I liked her for a reason.
Are you gonna do
These guys, in case you're wondering, are the Lemoyne Raiders. They're just one of the problems that you're going to come across here in Lemoyne County. Basically, their deal is that after losing the Civil War, and bear in mind this game is set in 1899, so the Civil War wasn't that long ago. So they lost the Civil War, and you'll notice that they're all wearing the remnants of Confederate uniforms, because basically they're just a bunch of bad losers. And they're determined that the South will rise again, And that's why they're robbing us, because if the South's going to rise again, it's going to need money to pay for artillery, weapons and equipment. The reality, of course, is while that might be their official story, what's really going to happen is that any money they make from robbing us is just going to be spent on chewing tobacco and moonshine. Because they're basically just a bunch of murdering, stealing redneck arseholes. Not like me, of course. I'm a murdering, stealing Yankee arsehole. There's a difference. Now, I'm the first to admit I'm not entirely sure what that difference is, but I'm sure that if you ask any of these arseholes, they would agree that it's a very important one. Except, of course, you can't ask them because I've just shot them all. Well, except for that one. He's running away. And giving lie to the slogan, these colours don't run in the process. Although the fact that he is actually running away probably indicates that he was the brains of the operation. Well, Sadie seems to have enjoyed herself at least. And she did turn out to be quite handy in a fight. I knew I liked her for a reason.
You didn't get yourself killed then, Miss Adler.
Not quite.
Well, I'd like to say I missed your refined conversations, but I'd be lying.
I enjoyed myself out there.
Yes, Mrs. Adler did okay.
At shopping?
Yes, that's shopping.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Don't mention it. I would ride with you again, Mrs. Adler, if you will ride with me.
Maybe. If you prove you can handle yourself.
Well, they say I lack finesse, but I ain't afraid of gun smoke.
We got this, Arthur. You've already done me a big favor today. Okay, Miss High and Mighty. And nice pants, by the way.
Oh, shut up.
So, what's next? Well, Lemoyne County isn't just feuding plantation families with grudges stretching back generations and murdering hillbillies. It's also where you're going to come across some of the more colourful characters in the game. Like, well, this guy. He's British, of course.
What the devil are you looking at?
I'm sorry?
No, I'm sorry. I'm ruined. Ruined!
How so?
It's a disaster. Who wants to see a woman wrangle wild animals who doesn't have any bloody wild animals? Come to America, they said. Come to the land of opportunity, they said. Sod you, Daddy, I said. I'm going to America to make it on the stage. I didn't want to be in the army. Ooh. Now look at me. The old git will have a field day.
I didn't really understand any of that.
I had an act. The bravest woman in the world. The animal wrangler. Watch her tame wild beasts.
And you were the woman.
Of course I was the bloody woman. Look at me. It's the stage. Grease paint. Tears. No one wants to see a man wrangling wild animals. And no one wants to see a woman wrangling nothing. Can I borrow your gun? I want to shoot myself. You see, I'm buggered.
Why?
My animals, they escaped. And now I'm buggered.
What escaped?
A priceless Ranjaniki tiger from the slopes of the Hindu Heights. A fantastic, elusive zebra from the plains of Ongo Bongo by the shores of the Limpopo. And a magnificent lion from the grasslands of Tanganyika.
Yeah, I see your problem. They're pretty hard to come by around here.
Listen, friend, help a fellow out, would you? I'm beyond desperate. If you see any of them, will you bring them back here?
If I see a tiger or a lion or a zebra just roaming around.
Exactly. Well, I believe the zebra's up near Larned Sod. Distinctive creature that he is. I'll make it worth your while.
All right, madam.
It's bloody Margaret, not madam. Margaret. Mistress of fucking danger.
So, the infamous he's British, of course, quest. I mean, obviously he's British, just look at him. Go on, get it out of your systems, have a good laugh now, I can wait. Well, Margaret has a little bit of an escaped animal problem. The thing about Margaret's escaped exotic animals, however, is that they're about as authentic as Margaret, him or herself, as we can quite clearly see from looking at his escaped zebra, which is basically just a mule that's had some stripes painted onto it. It's all the magic of the theatre, don't you know, darlings? Catching the zebra's easy. I mean, it's just a mule. I can handle a horse, I can handle a mule. And you deal with the mule or zebra in exactly the same way that you would any wild horse that you come across in your travels. So this is nice and simple and straightforward. I can't help but hope that this is a good sign for when it comes to tracking down the tiger and the lion as well.
Good grief! You found him! Our zebra!
Well, you can call him that. Although he's as much a zebra as you are a lady animal wrangler.
Oh dear, you're missing the point, aren't you? It's an illusion. A trick of the eye to bamboozle the senses. Confound comprehension.
Hoodwink your audience?
Hoodwink? Our audiences? Dear boy, don't be so dreadfully literal. No one will pay for the truth. They only pay for deception. The allure of the stage, dreams and reality. What is the greater conjuring trick? Lassoing some poor beast on the plains of mumbo-jumbo land and shipping it here so it can dance the polka? Or turning, there, in the glare of those arc lamps, something mundane into something extraordinary? It's the difference between prose and poetry. It's alchemy. We're selling dreams, dear boy.
Well, as long as you don't pay me with tickets to your show.
Yes. Well, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
And speaking of my payment...
Of course, of course. I shall make it worth your while. But, first, we shall need the whole menagerie back before we can think about that. My assistant's gone for the tiger.
Tiger?
Yes, yes. And taken our remaining lion in case it could lend a paw. They're down there on Caliga Way. Please, I hate to ask.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Alright, so now I'm rounding up a tiger. Can't wait to see what this thing is.
Hey, mister.
Oh,
Miss,
howdy, mister.
did you lose a tiger?
Yeah, you found one?
Nah, I found your caravan down the way. Margaret said that you might need a hand.
Oh, you weren't wrong. That tiger's missing. I sent our best lion out to find him, and now he's missing too. It is a right old predicament.
You're lying from Timbuktu, weren't you?
From Valentine, I think. He might be more of a kind of dog than a lion, but in a certain light, a feller could never tell.
Of course. Which way to go?
Into them shrubs over there.
Okay. Why don't you hop up on the wagon and I'll see if I can find his track.
Okay. That first set of shrubs, that's where I lost sight of him.
So, I'm tracking the lion, which is apparently just a dog in disguise, which was on the trail of the tiger. And we haven't quite established just yet exactly what the tiger is.
I got the trail. These are paw prints.
Let me bring the wagon along.
I don't know if I should be worried that nobody appears to be in any kind of rush to tell me exactly what the tiger was. But I am getting kind of worried by the fact that the dog that was tracking the tiger has now gone missing as well.
Looks like blood to me. Shit.
Okay, that's probably not good. I mean, it's a dog. If you want the dog to come back, you just whistle and call its name, right? So, why didn't the dog come back? Why is there blood everywhere?
What's this?
Well, maybe the dog didn't come back, and maybe there's blood everywhere for the same reason. Maybe the dog found what it was sent out to look for. And maybe that didn't go down too well for the dog.
Oh, darn. I found your dog. Ex-dog, ex-lion.
Hey, boy! Oh, where's the rest of them?
I think a cougar took him.
That'd be Stripey. And I always thought they got along.
Your tiger is a wild cat?
Uh-huh.
What else? You still need it back?
Oh, yes, sir. She's our star attraction.
Well, let's hope it wants the other half of its dinner.
The other half? Really?
I'm gonna put him in your wagon. You find somewhere to hide.
Oh. Well, behind that log then.
Okay?
Oh, Arthur, this is so not a good plan.
Grub's up. Stay down. She won't be too far away.
Come quick. I went out to find a tiger,
Cougar, you mean?
and I end up losing a lion.
Yeah, dog.
Ain't having any luck.
Well, if that's what you're dealing with, you didn't have any luck to begin with. Cougars and dogs.
Hey, it ain't what you got in this life. It's what you make of it.
Well, that's very wise of you. Especially when you're lacking zebras and tigers. Hey, keep your head down. It's coming.
Look, I really don't think she'll eat the dog. Like I said, they was friends.
Shut it.
Oh, well, I guess she's real hungry.
She's feral. I'm locking her in.
Yeah, the horses don't like this much, and I can't say I'm a huge fan of it either. It's a very, very big cat.
Sorry, girl. All right. Let's go.
We got her! Okay. Drive, will you? And I'll keep an eye on her.
Sure thing.
It's important that you whistle for your horse to make sure it follows the wagon, otherwise you're going to have to walk back here to pick it up.
Let's get her back to Mr. Margaret. She's still eating. I would have thought, since they was close and all.
Well, wild creatures turn on each other. Seeming friendly one minute, tender the next. Viciousness comes easy. I mean, I should know. I've run with a few of them myself.
Is that right?
No, not really. Hey, I realize I ain't properly introduced myself.
Sally Nash.
Arthur Morgan.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Tell me, Miss Nash, how you end up in this racket?
I guess it's always been my inclination, you know? Wild beasts and the like. I met Mr. Margaret, we got to talking, and you can probably tell, in this field, he's the ace of spades.
He's a card, all right.
It's my modest hope, one day, to be the world's second bravest woman animal wrangler.
I'd say you got that sewn up and then some.
You think? I hope so. Top 5, at least. Depends on how many more fellers throw their hat in the ring.
Maybe one of these days, the best female for the job will actually be a female.
Oh, I don't know if that'll ever happen. There it is, the caravan.
Couldn't miss him if you wanted to.
Mr. Margaret! Mr. Margaret!
Aha! I see you found each other.
Sure did, Mr. Margaret.
Jolly good, jolly good.
You know, tarring and feathering a donkey is one thing.
I beg your pardon? It's grease paint, makeup.
But playing dolls dressed up with a wild animal, you're gonna want to be a lot more careful.
Strappy ate King, Mr. Margaret. I saw her do it.
I always thought they got along.
Oh, she liked him just fine. She licked her chops and asked for seconds. Hey, speaking of which, you got any more word on that runaway lion, or are you gonna pay me for these misfits?
Look, I'm well aware that we're not Royal Command performance material. Daddy, you were right, goddamn you! But a cow barn in Rhodes is hardly Drury Bloody Lane.
You got any word on the lion?
Yes, I've got word on the lion. Shit is the word. Someone saw him near Emerald Ranch. As you know, we're lately very short on lions. So, I'd be very grateful. All kinds of grateful.
There's only one kind of grateful I care about.
So long, mister.
Be a dear and fix me a gin.
Right, so now I'm on the trail of a lion. last seen in the vicinity of Emerald Ranch, which is up near Valentine, so it's probably a good idea that I did in fact go to the post office and pay off my bounty, otherwise that could be, well, kind of tricky.
I got it in the barn, boy! Boy! I should go and get my repeater.
Did you see its teeth?
I saw its claws. That's enough for me.
What's the ruckus, boys?
Get back! We got a cursed creature in here.
Oh, yeah?
It's as big as a mule and as mean as a hellcat.
It looked like a lion to me.
That's a dog in there.
Dog?
Now, if you'll excuse me. Step aside.
What?
I said step aside. Yeah, boy.
Didn't look like no dog.
Come here, boy. Let's go.
That doesn't sound like a dog. Okay, if that's a dog, I'm Queen Catherine the Great of Russia. That horse looks a bit dead. I'm pretty sure no dog did that. Whatever it is, it went into that bomb. Arthur, you are armed, right? You know, just in case. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Oh, fuck me sideways, it is a lion. Oh, shit. Down, boy. Good doggy. Oh, no. Okay, technically I suppose I can't really get mad at Margaret because he did tell me that I was looking for a lion. I just didn't expect it to actually, you know, be a lion. I'm taking a trophy though.
Is it dead? I pray that thing's a goner.
You know, I have to admit, when I was looking through the various different talismans and trinkets and accessories that you can make with leatherworking, I saw something that needed a lion trophy in order to make, and I thought, where the hell am I ever going to find a lion in the USA? Well, I suppose this answers that question.
I've never seen one of those before, and I hope I don't again. Odysseus returns! Sally, get the cages ready!
Yes, sir, Mr. Margaret, right away.
Man-eating lion. You didn't think that it might be useful for me to know that this time the animal was actually real, you moron?
Steady on. I clearly stated that we were looking
You
for...
haven't clearly stated anything in all the time I've known you. That could have been a goose for all I
A
knew.
goose will hardly get them to their feet for the curtain call. Bring on the king of the beasts, on the other hand, and they feel the roar. And they, well, look about as surprised as you do. What have you done with him, if you don't mind me asking?
I killed him. He's dead.
Bloody hell! This is rum, old boy.
Well, it was him or me. Now, pay me.
Yes, of course, of course. I have just the thing. And what a treasure it is! You're a lucky man, sir. Very lucky man. From the mines of El Dorado, as green as the rainforest, as clear as the Amazon, and as dear as all the gold in the Andes. One man's labor is but a trifle compared to this jewel's true value. Wait! I shouldn't. What would Daddy say?
Your daddy ain't here, and we had a deal.
Yes, of course. A promise is a promise. Sally, get the wagons moving.
Ain't we waiting for the lion?
He's in the great hunting ground in the sky. Good day, sir, and thank you. But we really must be getting along.
Yeah, I won't keep you. So long.
So long, Mr. Morgan. Next time you see me, I'll be topping the bill, I promise. Or at least I'll be on the bill.
The emerald, at least, is 100% real. And that was Margaret, the Englishman from the He's British, of course quest. Not an exaggeration at all. I guarantee you that is exactly what we're all like. Well, except for the dress. Most of the time. And that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.